Aloha there, Amy. I'm switching mics.
Aloha.
Switching mics to the owl because Bud and Deb are with us.
Can she see us?
Yeah, through that camera. Yeah. Can you guys hear her?
Hi there.
Can you hear her, Bud?
Not well.
Testing 1, 2, 3, testing.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
See. Sounds good.
Yeah.
But if Bud can hear,
Awesome.
doing well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to try something else as long as we're doing this. There's nobody here quite yet. Let's see. Why did that not work? Oh, because I had it on the wrong thing anyway. That usually happens. Go ahead and talk, you guys. I want to see if this...
Oh, you want to see?
How's the weather over there?
Well, it was in the negative 30s today.
Complain about our weather, even though we're in the middle of a big storm, but not right this second. It's been,
Yeah.
you know, but okay.
Yeah, I've been thinking about you guys, though. I think negative 37 is kind of typical, as opposed to the storm you guys are in is not very typical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're Alaska? You're Fairbanks, is that right? Or am I mixed?
Yeah, I'm in Fairbanks.
Okay. And you get to see the road?
Yeah. Say that one more time.
The Northern Lights. Do you get to see the Northern Lights a lot?
Yeah, through my backyard windows here. You can kind of see out my windows here.
Yeah, neat.
Yeah, we visited Iceland in January, and that was on the bucket list.
Yeah, we just saw them the first time this January. We went to Iceland. It was really neat.
Awesome. Yeah, it's pretty magical.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we'll do our regular announcements, even though you probably remember them. The restrooms is there. There are 2 locks. If you use the one on the door, you need to unlock it. Otherwise, it'll lock behind you and we'll have to go punch the code in. And there's also a slide lock. You're welcome to use either, but keep in mind that happens. And the Bodhi tree has been super generous to us. And we love this place, and there's a lot going on here, and like any nonprofit, they could always use a little help. So out in the foyer, there's also a box for Dana, which is the Pali word for generosity.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're so moved, go ahead, and that will go to the Bodhi tree. Amy and I don't take anything for this. We just get way too much fun out of it as it is.
Yeah.
At least I think I'm speaking for you, my dear. All right, so we're going to start with a little stretching tonight, if that's okay with you. Why don't we stand up tonight, and I will switch cameras here. Oh, see if I can be seen. I don't feel like moving much, but we're just going to start by maybe our feet shoulder width apart, our knees slightly bent. Just let our arms drop. Let our belly sag. It's okay. Nobody's on camera. Well, I am, but I don't care. Just allow ourselves to ground. Feel ourselves settling. Feel that connection between the earth and ourselves. If it's uncomfortable to close your eyes, I wouldn't. I keep mine open, but looking down about 10 feet in front of me and just sort of very heavy-lidded. If I close my eyes, I'm a little worried about my balance sometimes, and we don't want anything to happen. All right, now, as we stand here, just begin rocking a little. Just putting a little weight on the right foot and then kicking a little to the left. Just allowing our whole body to sway as it might in the wind. A little bit more, always staying within our physical limits. And as we do this, we might now add a little twist to it. So as we kick off, our shoulders are moving, and our hands start to swing a little. We're not using our arms to motivate ourselves, we're actually using our hips and legs to swing our arms. Just letting our hands go free, a little bit more, really kicking off. And our hands, and we'll just start flapping, being pushed by our hips. Not really using our hands or our arms to move. If we get a little more energetic, we can start tapping ourselves. Hello. Join us and start swinging. If you're energetic, you can get your arms up to your shoulders and over. If you're not quite so energetic, you don't have to tap real hard or go real fast. And always be careful of any back injuries or hips or knees. And start slowing down a little. Keeping moving, letting our arms de-energize as our hips move a little less. And just finally coming to a rest. Once again, just standing, feeling grounded, just for an hour or two, or maybe a minute. If you like, go ahead and roll your shoulders backwards and forwards, just getting out any tightness. All right. Now we're going to, this one I learned from medical Qigong. That's a teacher at Spirit Rock. We're going to equalize our Qi. So go ahead and take a prayer pose. And what we're going to do is when we breathe in, we're going to move up a little. Start down here in front of your heart. We're going to move up just a little on the in and down. In and down. It's actually okay if you go the other way too. Inhale and exhale. Each time just a little bit higher. See if you can connect the sensation of your hands, the line of energy running down your central meridian. Taking our time, there's no hurry. Just smoothing that line of Qi. Start getting up over our head. Don't go any higher than you can. If you've got a bad shoulder or something, there's no need to reach for the sky. Just feel that chi being smoothed out all the way up, almost as if we're ringing a bell up there. And the next time you get up there, just hold for a moment and we'll do something else. All the way up. Nice big inhale. And as we exhale, just allow our arms to come out and back down. And then as we inhale, all the way up again. And exhale. One more like this. Exhale. Now we're going back up, but we're going to stay there. And this is one of my favorites. If you guys have seen movies, Chinese movies where they have a dragon, those dragons are benevolent, right? They're not the Western dragons that eat the princesses. They're benevolent usually, unless it's a Marvel movie. We're going to be a dragon. We're going to take our arms and we're going to sway and cut across our neck and down across our belly, down across our knees, back up across our belly, across our neck, and back up. And just keep going, neck and belly. It's like we're swimming through the sky like a benevolent dragon. It can all be different colored dragons if we like. All right, when we reach the top, stop again. And whichever way you went, try to go the other way. And if you can't remember, it's perfectly okay. Getting our whole body into this swimming movement. One more time. When we reach the top, hold again. And another one I learned from this teacher. Let our hands become cat claws. And we're at a giant scratching post. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, make a lot of noise as we scratch down, dropping our knees and clawing. So, back up. Just expelling all that excess we don't need. I like this so much. Two more. Zuzu can hear the cats. And just hang out down here for a minute. Allowing your head to droop. Careful with your backs. If there's any pain, just stop. We're not trying to touch the floor. If you can, that's great. But really what we're doing is just hanging. Allowing our back to round and breathing into it. Just a few nice deep breaths into our back, sort of arching it, either like a cat or a turtle shell. And when we're okay and want to come back up, use our knees. Don't use our lower back. We don't want to hurt ourselves. Push up with our knees. And just stand for another moment or two. And we'll make our way back to a seated position to begin our first meditation. Just allow ourselves to sit comfortably. This will be somewhat of a body-oriented meditation. We're not going to be concentrating, so just be comfortable. I always like to start with a few deep breaths in through our nose. Hold briefly, and then exhale, taking a little longer to exhale than we did to inhale. And I always like to move a little, twist, shimmy and shake a little to get out any tightness. Allowing ourselves simply to rest. It's been a long day. We might have worries about the storm. Just allow our consciousness to settle into our body, the same way we're allowing our body to settle into our cushion or our chair. There's really nothing to do, nothing to fix. Just being here. We might note our contact with the earth through our seat, our feet, our knees and shins if we're sitting on a cushion, allowing that connection simply to hold us, to steady us, to ground us. Just become aware of our body sitting, with a friendly curiosity. If it's helpful, we can allow the sensation of sitting, or perhaps our breath, to be an anchor. We can always find it, return to it if we get carried away by thoughts or sensations, feelings, emotions, sounds. So let's allow ourselves simply to explore the idea of having an anchor. If we are distracted, we just come back to our anchor, acknowledging whatever the distraction was, simply noting, thinking, or hearing, feeling. We needn't explore the thought or the sensation. We just allow it to be present. Allow it to go away all on its own. The storm over the last day has been on the minds of many. And I like to remember that we're mammals. And many mammals, many animals, get a little skittish sometimes when there's weather. This is so normal. This is how it is for all of us. If this has been something that has worried you, or there's another tension, let's explore where we might be holding this in our body. Allow ourselves to explore and see if somewhere in our body we're holding tightness or worry. Where is this weather showing up inside? Is there a certain feeling to it? Fluttering, warmth, tightness. And if you have none of this, congratulations. But if it's present, whether it be the storm or something else, can we hold it gently and be with it? Allow ourselves to send compassion to this part of our body which is holding this tension for us. Offering it gratitude and softening. We needn't interpret why we have this, just that it's present. If it's comfortable for you, touch can be a great softener, even our own. So if you like, you might put your hand over your heart space and allow that added warmth and touch to soften whatever part is crying out for attention, for softness, for ease. We might now gently begin to widen our field of attention from that spot to include our whole body. As we prepare to wind down, we can ask ourselves, do I feel different now than at the start? Am I softer? Has the weather cleared? Even a little. We aren't chasing this away. We're simply allowing it to be weather, to clear on its own with the gentle thanks and gratitude that it was here to warn us, to keep us safe. And we are. We might remind ourselves that this is how we mammals respond to weather and uncertainty. It's not something that's wrong, it just is. And allowing ourselves to be aware of it we can be grateful and we can soften. This is not a problem to solve. In a moment, I'll invite the bell to ring. Just allow it to be present. We needn't rush back. Allow the sound to caress us. To be present, to be part of our meditation. There's no need to hurry back, but we will be taking about a 7-minute break if you need to use the restroom. There's water in the foyer also. We do ask that you remain in noble silence if possible, but it's dry outside. If you want to go take a look at the view, please feel free, and we'll be back shortly. I'll call you back with the bell.
Hello again, Amy.
Aloha.
Great. So this is the portion of the night where we turn it over to Amy to give us a Dhamma talk and another sitting. So Amy, I'm going to turn it over to you.
I think tonight we'll change things up a little bit and we'll start with the sit. So go ahead and get whatever other wiggles you need to get out before you transition into however it is that you're going to come into stillness and pause. Invitation to either close the eyes or soften and lower the gaze. And everything here is an invitation. If you have your own practice that serves you well, you can tune me out. Or if this is just my words aren't resonating, you can choose an otherwise action for yourself. The invitation is to start with a ever so slightly longer, deeper breath. On the exhale, allowing the body to soften a little more. Softening into the here and now. The invitation is to stay with the breath, keep coming back to the breath, either at the nose, throat, chest, or belly. Maybe it's in the rising and the falling. Thinking of the breath like the home we keep returning to, the refuge in the storm. Is there a little patience available? A little bit of understanding? A little bit of courage? A little space to trust the unfolding of life? To meet what's here, inside and out, in this very life, in this very moment. As we return time and time again to the breath. Checking in with the body. How is the forehead right now? Can we invite it to soften a little more if it's tense? Or be with it if it's softened? How is the jaw? And muscles behind the eyes? Can we too invite this area to soften? How are the shoulders? The chest, the belly, anywhere that the day, these lives have tightened? Is there a little bit of untangling available? And then returning to the breath. checking in. Is patience and understanding present in this moment? Is our presence infused with patience and understanding for this moment, for this being human, for this tricky life? If it's present, what does it feel like in the body? Patience and understanding. And if its opposite is here, curiosity for what that feels like in the body. I feel my inner critic in my jaw muscle, my right lower jaw. Can you feel the critical part of you in the body where they reside? And if this is tricky, just shake all that off and return to the breath. Soften the eyes and return to the breath. And if it's okay, be curious about this polarity, patience and understanding in the body, and criticism. Where does that live in the body? Only be with whatever's there in the body. Not trying to change it, just getting curious about it. Any patience that's there is due to causes and conditions. Any impatience there, criticism or judgment, blame, fear, causes and conditions. These all live in the body. And we try to fix them with our minds. Trying to fix with our minds that lives in the body. Letting all those words go and an invitation to return to the breath. similar to Bob's invitation, maybe placing a hand on the heart or holding hands together, hands on the legs or the face, something that meets however the body is right now after this experimentation. And as we stay with the breath, if the brain has gotten lost, guiding it back to the breath, to this moment. Checking in with the body. Is there anywhere it might soften just a tad, soften into this moment? It's hard to be present without softening. Maybe impossible. Matthew Brensilver has said, meditation is the rehearsal. Life is the performance. Meditation is the rehearsal. Life is the performance. And so we've been rehearsing. And in a moment, the bell will ring, and we will bring this rehearsal into the performance, into life. What might it be like to not really transition out of presence, but to stay in it, see through the eyes of presence, listen with the ears of presence, feel the body of presence. So as the bell rings in a moment, see if you can allow for continuity of the practice, for the presence to follow you as you listen to the bell and as you open the eyes and observe the world. Meditation is the rehearsal. Life is the performance. Bring Thank you. Feel free to take care of your body. Give me some thumbs up if we're, or some shakas if we're doing okay. Is the sound doing okay? Yeah. Thumbs up, shakas. Yeah, sweet. I missed the shaka. So I moved to Alaska, Fairbanks, September, and I still shaka. I can't stop it. It feels wrong. Like, what am I gonna thumbs up now? Like, what? No, shaka, shaka. I don't know. I don't think I can let it go. This is all about letting go. So the short talk I have planned today is on informal mindfulness. So there's formal mindfulness and informal mindfulness. And formal mindfulness is often described, this is like, westernized words here, as like meditation sits or meditation walk, specific like guided or unguided like presence, a formal practice. I am sitting, I am walking. It's the practice. Informal is daily life. Informal is right now. You can informally practice. You can, usually I soften my gaze a bit, relax my shoulders a bit, and take in the world. Right here, right now. I think the informal practice is actually what made me fall in love with all this. So back in about 2007, I'm guessing, is when I read John Kabat-Zinn's Soul Catastrophe Living, took a Kaiser mind body class, and started learning about this thing called mindfulness. Oh, this is baby Amy. Well, we're 22, something like that. We're about to turn 44. Wow, that's my life. While I was sitting in the backyard, my childhood home, meditating, and then I started sitting other places, and that felt good. Sitting felt good. Felt like I was getting onto something. And then I sat at the table with my niece. It was, well, the 2000. So if it was 2006, she used to be 6 at the time. She was born in 2000. And sitting at the table with her, helping her with her homework, sat down at the table to help her with her homework. And I was so present with her. I was like, holy moly, look at this beautiful girl in front of me. Look at this moment right now. It's almost like being on drugs a little bit. I mean, not that I know what that's like. But if I knew what that was like, I felt so much love for her and presence, love for the moment. Just took in her freckles, her smile, her just being in the moment, this daily, regular, normal activity. Yeah, I fell in love with the moment. And yeah, we've got some quotes from the discourses. When walking, we understand I am walking. When standing, we understand I'm standing. When sitting, we understand I'm sitting. When lying down, we understand I'm lying down. In whatever way this body is disposed, you understand it accordingly. When going forward, you act with clear comprehension. When looking ahead and away, you act with clear comprehension. When bending and stretching, you act with clear comprehension. When wearing robes and carrying a bowl, you act with clear comprehension. When eating, drinking, chewing, and tasting, you act with clear comprehension. When urinating and defecating, bathroom time is kind of a good time to be mindful. Like it might be, maybe it's just me on retreat. Bathroom time can definitely be a mindful moment. Okay, I got lost there. When urinating and defecating, you act with clear comprehension. Walking, standing, sitting, falling asleep, waking up, talking, keeping silent, you act with clear comprehension. And yeah. On retreat, there's this encouragement of continuity of practice. So right now, like, what is it like to have our eyes open and to be present? Could be a lot to pay attention to. We thought that was a lot to pay attention to with our eyes closed. So sometimes it's okay to just notice a lot to pay attention to. I'm a person who gets overstimulated. When I'm overstimulated, there's a lot that I'm taking in. A lot. So I can note that overstimulated, or there's a lot going on here. There's a lot. And just noting that sometimes makes it a little different, or not. But it's still practice, still noting, still onward leading. And then we can simplify it too. Maybe we can just go to, let's practice now. Our eyes are open, but what does this body feel like? Or maybe that's too big. What does the feet feel like? Or the big toe? We can play with the size of what we're attending to, just like in meditation. In meditation, we can focus like right here on the nose. There's some practices, there's some traditions where that's where you focus. Like this is where your attention is, right there. Making it really little. Sometimes that helps. My brain doesn't do so well with that. I need a little bit of a bigger space. When I'm breathing, noticing my breath, I'm kind of noticing the rising in my body and the lowering and the rising and falling of my belly. But not too big of a perception area because it is a lot to take in. You can't really take it all in. So how can we be mindful if there's so much to take in? I think there's acceptance. I think there's acceptance of we can't take it all in. But that is part of mindfulness, right? Acceptance. And I think there's wisdom to know when we need to narrow the attention to where we need to narrow it. Even if with our eyes open, can we notice our bellies or can we notice our breath? Can we titrate between hearing my words and our breath? It's something to play with. What could it be like to be aware of here, here, and out there, the present? Soft presence. Presence that infuses the Brahma Viharas, these presence that infuses these states of loving kindness, metta, compassion, karuna, mudita, joy for others, joy for life, and equanimity, balance, not the presence of strategizing, the presence of the critic. But we can notice that. I can notice the critic. My critic has been really loud tonight. I was about ready to just read to you guys because I was like, I have nothing to offer. So I'm like, this is how it started right before. And then I sat with you guys and I was with that part of me. As I basically guided you in what I needed. Right now, what I'm sharing with you is what I needed to hear, what I need to hear too. Is how do we get mindful and present with our critical part, with critical parts of others? This is high level practice. Yeah. Because our critical parts are simply there to protect us. Usually. Mine are. Or protect you guys. Protect you from a bad Dharma talk. From a waste of your time, Protect the honor of the Dharma. That's all this critical part's trying to do, hanging out right here. Giving me a hard time. I can be present with that too. And then it can soften a little and I can have this talk with you. And it can be okay to be just as it is. Quotes, which one? Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. It's the same with how we meet ourselves. These tricky parts of ourselves. And that's what this practice is. It's a chance to be here and have an impression and a perspective on here that can hold these crazy lives of ours, this crazy thing of being human. It's crazy, you guys. You know this. The world is crazy right now. I'm going to say crazy in that weird way like 5 more times because it is. Crazy out there. It's crazy in here. How do we meet that? It might feel impossible. I did it first before this sit started for me, before this talk started for me. It did feel impossible. And then it was possible. It was okay. It was good even. So Matthew Rensselaer, along with saying meditation is rehearsal, life is performance, also said formal meditation helps us stabilize attention, but the real work of practice happens in the moments of our lives. Formal meditation helps us stabilize attention, but the real work of practice happens in the moments of our lives. The real work of practice happens in the moments of our lives. Okay. I'm gonna end Man in the Arena. Well, I have 1% battery left on my iPad, so maybe this will work, maybe it won't. Actually, let's see. Yeah, sure, why not? It's not the critic who counts. I'm not going to use man. I'm going to say person. It's not the critic who counts, not the person who points out how the other person stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the person who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, and who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, who at worst, if he fails, at least fails by daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. And I read that to close because it does take courage to be with what is here and now, in here and out there in the real world, in our sits and out there in the real world. It takes courage to keep coming back with compassion. And so I thank you all for being here, and whatever felt supportive, I hope. May it carry off with you into the world, and whatever didn't feel great, maybe we won't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Such a weird saying, but I say it a lot. Anyways, thank you so much. You want to ring the bell, Bob? Okay, so we've got 3 minutes before you guys are free, but we can go a little longer. But is there any questions or comments?
Amy,
Go ahead, Bob.
before we go into that, we always shut
Oh, yeah.
off the stream. So if you've joined us tonight on YouTube, thank you so much. We're glad you were here, and we hope to see you again next week. And at this point, good night. I'll shut off the stream. We can stay, though.